Okay. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Tuesday game day edition of Morning Scone presented by Barack. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. When does he get that question mark? Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedic, go to Brock. If you need a roof, you call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com, Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com, and On Fire Athletes, the platform powered by GameCoin. Check it out on fireathletes.com. Drew's here. Good this way. Hey, you want to come say good morning? You want to come say good morning?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's do it. All right.
Hi, Dad Show.
Okay. Hi, Dad Show. Now, listen. Oh, Thomas, I missed it yesterday. Oh, who plays football today?
Tigers.
The Tigers. And what do we say?
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. Okay. All right. Go Tigers. Go this way. Go this way. All right. All right. Game day, y'all. LSU and Baylor from the Texas Bowl. How y'all feeling, man? Let me know. Drop your predictions, score predictions, what y'all think. I put it on Locked On LSU. I did pick Baylor. I picked it 30-24 Baylor. I initially had LSU 34-31, and when that was just like a reaction. And then as I thought more of it, I was like, you know what, man? LSU's offense down the stretch really struggled to score. I mean, 13, 16, 24, and then 37 against Oklahoma. That included the Aaron Anderson kickoff return was against Vandy. Never mind. No, that was Oklahoma. 13, 16, 24, 37. So you struggled to score late. You averaged, 22 points over the final month of the season. And now you're going to tell me no Kyron Lacey, no CJ Daniels, no Mason Taylor, no Emory Jones, no Will Campbell, no Garrett Dellinger. I'm like, I don't know about this offense getting going today. Y'all go this way. So maybe it's a low-scoring game. The Tigers managed to win it. Go this way. The defense goes and plays an awesome game. We'll see. Go this way. But here's open, man. I'd love to see the Tigers go play well. Very excited to see this offensive line today. I don't know that I have a grand expectation, but I want to see Tyree Adams at left tackle. I want to see if Paul Mabenga continues to improve. Brian Kelly said we're going to see some Cohen Eccles at right guard. I want to see Cohen Eccles. I want to see Weston Davis. I want to see these guys play for the first time. So, normally we'd normally we would see these guys like in the spring game, and that's just a scrimmage. But now you get to see them in an actual game against another team. So, yeah, I want to see those guys, see how this looks. So, Tigers and Baylor today. Let's see. Jimmy has a couple of picks he gave. He did give Boise plus 11. Then he gave a money line parlay with Bama, South Carolina, and Baylor. Let's see how that's looking. Whoops. So
Go this way.
Go this way. High five. Good job. Get some of these bets in. Bama. South Carolina. I probably will go Penn State instead of Baylor. After that show, we'll get dressed. We go ride around if you want. Then what?
Mommy,
All right, let's try that. The money line parlay locked in. Do like Washington minus the 1.5 today as well. What else is on the docket? Lee Sterling picked over in LSU Baylor. He picked that score like 47-34 or something like that. Like way 45-37, something like that. 45-37, I think is what he picked. Way over. I mean, total 62. Maybe a little play on the over. I don't know that I love that, but I'll probably end up keeping an eye on Boise and Penn State, see if that line moves. Chalk early, dogs late. So if you like Boise and the points, wait, you might get a better number even than 11. Where it is right now. So we'll see how it all goes. All right, y'all smash the like button if you would. Subscribe to the channel, Facebook, like the page, share the post. Let's say some good mornings here. Marcus Oob, Chef, Thomas, good morning. Bubba, good morning. Thomas, I can't believe you let me miss it yesterday. I blame you, Thomas. How could you possibly let me miss it yesterday? Matt, here we are. Morning, Drew. I love it, man. Brett, Brennan, Jason, Wood Kicks. I was thinking about it today, actually, Jason. You haven't asked me that in a while. I will probably go. So for whiskey and wine today, by the way, we are, T-Bob and I are doing whiskey and wine. So Don Juan for the game, post-game whiskey and wine. We'll see y'all there. I'll probably rock my Nuss Bus hoodie, and I will go with my purple and gold Jordan 1s today. So feeling that a little bit. Hey, Abner, good morning. Let's start a new season with a victory today. Hello, Drew. You're awesome. Thank you, Abner. I appreciate that, man. Would love to see the Tigers go get a win today. Finish on a high note. I'll remind you, though, 2002, Nick Saban's third year. Tigers went 8-4, lost the Texas Bowl to Texas, lost the Cotton Bowl to Texas, and finished 8-5. The next year, won the Natty. So the outcome of a bowl game is not consequential for next year's results. Yes, we all want to see LSU go win today. It was disgusting watching Kansas State fans celebrate in 2021 after beating, a shell of LSU and thinking they had done something. I would love to see LSU go win and beat Baylor today. It's always more fun when they win. But for me, today is far, far more about, we're going to get more Don McKinley on the interior of the defensive line. Are we going to get to see Deshaun Spears back at safety, Javen Toviano playing some safety in this game? Do we see more of Devon Keys? We mentioned the offensive lineman. Brian Kelly mentioned Kylan Billiot by name. Freshman wide receiver who hadn't played this year is going to get some run. So you trade as Green at tight end. Like, we're going to get to see a lot of different in this game. So that's what I'm really excited to see in this ball game. Chef, hey, Brian, good morning. Stay healthy. Game doesn't matter. The healthy part of it for sure, but even still, if you get nicks, bumps, bruise, you've got, for the guys that are going to the draft, of course you want that, but you got plenty of time, obviously, for next year. Hey, Christian, good morning. Happy game day out here in Houston. Heading over to the stadium. All right, man. Enjoy that game. And of course, the video as well. I hope you enjoy that. That was that gift. What? High five.
This way.
This way.
Go this way.
Go this way.
Go this way.
Go this way. Okay. Where are we? Michael Angeron, good morning. Hope you and your family are doing awesome, man. Happy New Year. Hey, Mark, Happy New Year. Jacob, Brad, good morning, y'all. Tim, good morning from Crawfordville, Florida. Mark asked, can Boise win the playoff game today? No, I don't think so. I think this will be a humbling experience for Boise. I think Ashton Genty's a really good running back, but you don't win college football playoff games with a C+ roster and an A+ running back. It's just not how it works. So I fully expect Penn State will be stronger at the point of attack, more physical, and will win this game and win it comfortably. Lance, final football game for 9 months. It's true, Lance. We always talk about it, man. You know, you pine and wait for these football Saturdays or Tuesdays all year. And we don't sometimes don't appreciate them enough because they go so quickly. But here we go. Last time to watch the Tigers play until they're at Clemson next year. By the way, I'm not sure if y'all saw, but news broke last night. Cade Klubnik announced he is returning to Clemson for a senior season. So that means, of course, LSU will face Klubnik in Clemson next year to open the season. So it'll be Nussmeier against Klubnik, 2 senior quarterbacks, 2 guys, maybe Heisman shortlist guys to start the season next year. But that is official now. Leon, good morning. Mark, Sugar Bowl tomorrow night. Tickets are $40 on StubHub. I know, man. Light interest in that game, which surprises me considering the 2 brands. But it just goes to show you those fan bases are thinking, if you win, you got the semifinal next week and then a championship game. You just can't travel to all of them. Hey, Lance, 27-24 good guys. Your lips to God's ears. Good morning. Happy New Year. Will Whiskey and Wine be on? Yes. And by the way, there's no Eagle 98.1 game day, so we're not pinched on time like we normally would be on a normal game day. So yes. Plans for New Year's Eve. I don't really have any, Mark. I mean, we're going to go do Whiskey and Wine. I'll come home after that. And then, I mean, we're not going out or anything like that. So, plan to watch football all day tomorrow. So, Brennan, Kelly intervened with the offense last half of the season. Production went down. Decision-making was better from Nuss. Can we get a happy medium of Nuss? As far as the production going down, that really started with the Florida game. And if you remember the Florida game, they controlled the ball for 42 minutes. They just didn't finish drives. I mean, they had a touchdown taken off the board on the OPI on what would have been C.J. Daniels' touchdown. Then you played Vandy and scored 24, and they scored 37 against Oklahoma. So know that I'm completely on board with saying the production went down, because remember, that was all after the Bama loss where he scored 13 and it really didn't go well. But again, it's going to be very different today. You're going to have a completely different offensive line. 3 of your top 4 pass catchers are gone. What does it look like? I don't know. Maybe they line up and run Caden Durham 25 times today. Hey, Craig, good morning. Morning, ball. Dustin Stringer, Boise's going to get blown out. Likely. Good morning. Let's go. Maybe the makeshift offensive line does better than we think. Maybe they'll be great run blockers. We'll see. Craig, Mr. Program Director, bring back Scone and T pregame next year. Not happening. Absolutely not. Go this way. Absolutely not. Go this way. That was so much work to do those long pregame shows and to do Whiskey and Wine. No, just that's not happening. Go this way. Like if anything, I'll do less next year. I need to take things off of my plate. Guy Brooks, good morning. Roasted. Go this way. Roasted Redbird. Nuss over 1.5 passing touchdowns and Durham rushing yards over parlay. Yeah, I'm not doing either of those. If you're banking on the LSU offense being great today, that is just nothing but purple and gold sunglasses. You have a makeshift offensive line and you're without 3 of your top 4 pass catchers. I hope it's awesome, but if you're banking on that being awesome, brother, that is just, we're just living on different planets. Say what? Go this way. All right, go out your iPad. Okay, we'll see you later. Brandon went with Washington instead of Baylor in the parlay. I did the same. Thad, what are you sipping on tonight? I don't know, man. If you're talking about for whiskey and wine, they usually bring me a little neat pour of Sazerac rye. But after that, like tonight, I don't know. I don't know whatever I'm in the mood for, I guess. Hey, Joshua Rector, good morning. Brent, good morning. Damon, the locked Baylor guy, is a clown. He uses nothing but clickbait for titles. Does it work? Malort. I will definitely not be drinking Malort. Malort is like a disgusting booze from Chicago, isn't that right? It's repulsive. I can't believe people actually drink it. Gulf South, good morning. If you don't like a particular line, why not bet an alternate line instead of waiting for Vegas to move it? You can certainly do that. But then obviously your odds change. So there's more juice. So just waiting to see if the line moves. And I might bet an alternate line, or I might wait and in-game it. Like if, let's say Boise goes down the field and scores to open the game, and we see that number, or if Penn State scores to open the game and that number balloons to 18, something like that, 16, maybe I'll take Boise then. Al, good morning. GameCube Gamer, morning, Matt. Love your show. Thank you. Do you think LSU will be a national championship contender next year with the players they've added from high school ranks in the portal? Well, GameCube Gamer, I will say that I will very clearly and definitively, barring something dramatically unforeseen, pick LSU to be a playoff team. If they are not, that is a massive, massive disappointment. There is no way around it. If LSU doesn't make the playoff next year, that would be akin to Ole Miss not making it this year. Veteran quarterback returning, all the money you spent in the portal. Maybe I would argue probably the most talented defense in the SEC. Ole Miss blew it in Baton Rouge. I mean, look, I'm so glad LSU won that game, but Ole Miss blew that game. Kiffin passed on an opportunity to get points early in the game when he went for it on a fourth down. Their offense got shut out in the second half in an overtime. LSU had the crazy fourth down pass to Aaron Anderson, just a force over. I mean, like, Ole Miss blew that game. I mean, LSU made the plays to win it, but it should have never come down to that. And then, of course, the losing to Florida was atrocious. So, I mean, like, if you're an Ole Miss fan, you should be incensed that you didn't make the playoff this year. I think LSU will be in a similar position next year. If LSU is not in the playoff, that's a massive disappointment. Now, can they win the national championship? I think a big part of that will be, what does the draw look like? Do you get a bye? I mean, look at Penn State's draw compared to Oregon's draw. Oregon gets a bye and then has to play Ohio State. Penn State gets to play SMU, Boise, and then they'll have the winner of Georgia, Notre Dame. Do I have that right? Georgia. Yes. So then they'll have the winner of Georgia, Notre Dame. So Notre Dame, who can't throw the ball, and Georgia, who's got a backup quarterback. So Penn State has this, like, you see my point just about, like, your draw. I mean, your draw matters. So Adams at tackle. Yeah, Tyree Adams left tackle. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. Jay Lopez, Tigers by 30. Let's go. Hey, Johnny, good morning. Irfan Sayad, good morning, evening from Cairo, Egypt. All right, Irfan, Happy New Year, man. Thad Landry, good morning. Chance, did you see the top 4 wide receivers in the NFL for yards born in Louisiana? I did. I saw that graphic. I think CBS put out that graphic, something like that. Shout out to Parrish for reaching out when I needed help. Turns out I needed a plumber, not a roofer. We'll be calling Parrish again if we need a roof. Thank you, Brendan. Appreciate that, man, very much. Happy to help. For anybody that has any issues with your roof, we'd love to help you out. Parrish Construction and Roofing had that awful weather came through a couple days back. Have or think you might have had roof damage, let us know. Parrish Construction and Roofing. Visit parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Let's see. Scone, no LOL. Scone comparing BK's 8-4 to Saban's 8-4, losing the bowl game. Almost bet is Loomis comparing DA to Chuck Noll, Belichick's first seasons. Why? Why? Actually, they're very comparable. Both inherited terrible situations at LSU from coaches that had back-to-back losing seasons. Both made an SEC championship game. Kelly did it year 1. Saban did it year 2. Year 3, there were expectations, and both went 8-4. Like, and Nick Saban in 2002 isn't Nick Saban of 2022. That was a guy whose best season was a 9-win year at Michigan State. So what are we actually talking about? Like Gulf South, I know you've been on that train for a minute now. You love to point out how year 3, that's fine. But like you need to tell me what is dramatically different here between those two situations. Yes, both inherited terrible situations at LSU from losing seasons, had early success going to an SEC championship game, had disappointing year 3s, and then Nick popped off in year 4, won the national championship. So why is that not an agreeable comparison? You need to tell me why that's not an okay comparison. Kelly Gross, good morning. Toki Doki, good morning. Have some Russell, some banana pudding on the side. Probably not going to do that. Rusty, good morning. Wendell, Brad, were you serious when you said you're not going to Clemson next year? Yeah. I don't want to go to Clemson next year. I'm tired of making those trips to watch LSU lose. Now, like, if ultimately it comes down to it and we have a sales package done and they want to send me into a show and like I gotta go, okay, but like I'm not eager to go to that game. Like, no, I'm not eager to go to that game. Durham 79 rush yards, rush and receive. So total yardage. I don't know, man. I mean, Baylor's defense does kind of stink, but honestly, Baylor's defense stinks more on the back end. I don't know. I'm not betting it. Like I'm not betting the LSU game. I don't bet the LSU games. It just I try to be objective. I don't know that I can be. I do my best to be, but so I just don't bet them. I can't wait for baseball season to start. See what Jay and the boys make another run to Omaha. They're going to be talented, man. They definitely got the arms. Jason H. Midnight jump in the pool. This year? Oh, heck no, dude. I already did my cold plunge this morning. I'm jumping in a freezing pool tonight. Christopher Higgins. Chef, good morning. Josh Williams' last game. Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe it's a game where we see more Josh Williams than Caden Durham because it's the last game. Go leave it all out there. Danny, I hate the bowl tie-ins for playoffs on campus games except for championships. I hate the bowl tie-ins for playoffs on campus. What? About what? Am I nervous about what? What? About LSU's game? Why would I be nervous about LSU and Baylor in the Texas Bowl? Well, yeah. I mean, there's nobody playing on LSU's offense. That kind of stinks. But I'm not nervous. I'm like, if they win, great. If they don't, that's okay. What you doing? Okay. E-Rock. Danny, I hate bowl tie-ins for the playoffs on. I guess you're saying you want to see on campus all the way through. That's fine. I'd love to see that as well. That's also not going to happen because there's so much money tied into the bowl games. St. Brown's fourth, not Thomas. Craig Dugas, golden age of pregame was with Scone and T. And those were miserable long days. So T-Bob and I would do pre and then the scoreboard show. So T-Bob and I did Eagle 98.1 game day. And then so 3 hours. Then we would do the 2-hour scoreboard show just on ESPN. So we did 5 hours worth of pregame. Then there was the game, and then we'd have whiskey and wine afterwards. That was when Jordy and I were doing it. Those were the longest days ever, and I will never do that again. Never. Franco Nation, thank you, man. Happy New Year. Patrick, yep, whiskey and wine today. Hey, Ari Temkin, what up? Too early for Weller? Never, man. On a holiday, you do you, brother. That's Ari Temkin from Sirius XM Big 12 Radio. Good dude. Always been very kind with his time coming on AFR whenever we've asked. Got to do some radio with Ari in New Orleans when his Kansas Jayhawks were in the Final Four a few years back. Happy New Year, dude. Hope it's great. Hope it's a great one. Hope you have a great day. And never too early, as long as you're not going to work. You know what I mean? Don't be irresponsible. Tiger Poppy, good morning. Milton, H-Town Creole. Let's see. Scone makes it seem like LSU's having bad recruiting classes. When did seems like the LSU. When did I make it seem like LSU's had bad recruiting classes? What are you talking about? Let's see. You've been doing 3 to 6 for over a decade. You're obviously set there. Have you ever thought about or wanted to maybe switch times with OTV? Absolutely not. First of all, I don't want to do. I did mornings at one point in my career, and have no desire ever to do mornings again. Erica said, "Thank God." That's one. Two. I'm so established. I mean, AFR has been on air. We're coming up on 15 years. There's just no reason to upset the apple cart. I'll probably stay in that role till I retire or semi-retire or till I get a better job in a bigger market and we move. Let's see. Chef, just waiting on 2 silent commits. Yeah, man. So y'all have heard me say it. I'll continue to say it. Offensive tackle and safety. We'll see when they drop. But like I mentioned last week, the offensive tackle, and I don't know the names of the players or the schools they play for. I've just been told that they're playoff teams and, silent commits, and when their playoff runs ends, those guys will enter the portal, and LSU's got silent commits from them. But apparently there's a bidding war for the offensive lineman now, and LSU's not positive that they land him, but still feel good. So we'll see. Hey, Devin, good morning. Heading to Houston. All right. Craig, analytics be damned. Kickoff to start the game and take the points over going forward on 4th down. This is the way. Yes. Craig, you and I are speaking the same language. No. Kobe. Let's see. Ari, Baylor has had one of the best offenses in college football the last 2 months of the season. Shootout today. Ari, and so actually I should have thought of it. I mean, Ari would have been a great guy to talk to you about this game because he covers the Big 12. Maybe so, Ari. But I just don't know. So a couple things. Number one, yes, Baylor's on a 6-game winning streak, but their best win was TCU. It was mostly against the bottom of the league. So Houston, Kansas, Texas Tech. So it's not quite as impressive as it may seem, right? When you look at the losses that they had when they lost really at the top of the league. But I really do. I don't know. If it does come to that, Ari, if Baylor is scoring like that, I don't know that LSU can keep pace. They're just going to have to get performances from guys that we're not really sure they're going to get performances from, if that makes sense. If LSU's offense was whole, if the offensive line was whole, if Kyron Lacey and Mason Taylor and CJ Daniels and everybody was there, then yes, I think LSU's offense could roll in this game. But without all those guys, it's so hard to predict. How do you predict it? Guy, let's see, Matt, do you think the playoff committee will recalibrate review of strength of schedule and conference play against undefeated teams with no quality wins? Maybe, but probably not, because we've seen them do that now for a decade in the playoff. I've told you forever, they take the path of least resistance. How many times have you heard me say the committee will take the path of least resistance? It's just easier to say, take the 11-1 team, the SMU team, or Boise. Well, Boise was a conference champion, but instead of 9-3, because when you go to the 9-3 teams, you could say, okay, we'll look at Bama strength of schedule. Okay, but then what about Ole Miss? And then South Carolina's going to say, what about us? Well, South Carolina, everyone try to make the case for South Carolina, but they lost to Ole Miss and Bama. Like, you can't eliminate the fact that they lost those games. It just complicates the whole thing, which is why you need to go to 16, have a true representative field, and seed it accordingly, and then let it go play out. And then people can say, well, then number 17 will have an argument. I don't care about number 17. Just like I'm less sympathetic toward Bama, Ole Miss, South Carolina because of the ugly losses they had, I'd be even less sympathetic to the 17th ranked team. Sorry. Just like we're saying, hey, Ole Miss, you want to be in the field? Don't lose at home to Kentucky. You'd be saying that to the number 17 team. It's far more egregious to have undefeated Florida State left out. 2004 undefeated Auburn left out. 2014 11-1 TCU, that was number 2 in the field, left out. Last year, Georgia, 11-1, two-time defending champ. Or I'm sorry, they're undefeated. They're 12-0, two-time defending national champ. They go play the SEC championship game, lose, and they're out of the field. Like, because how do you have Georgia in and not Bama when Bama just beat Georgia? Like, those things are egregious. And those don't happen when you have an expanded field. When you expand the field, now it's more the conversation of which 9-3 team gets snubbed, and I don't really care. You're 9-3. It's your fault. TMD, good morning. We got a Baylor fan in the chat. All right. Jerry G, Baylor's quarterback has 30 tutties, and they have a 1,000-yard running back. Might get scary. The offense is good, no doubt. Jerry G, Joe Hamilton, Matt, I'm watching you more than I am the games. LOL. Go this way. Let's see. Thomas wants the jinx. You know what, Thomas? Since I missed it yesterday, here we go. Let's do it. My bad on yesterday.
Parish Construction and Roofing. At Parish, we've got you covered. From the top of your roof, all the way down. Parish Construction and Roofing. Parish built. Parish built. Parish built. From your hometown. ParishBuilt.com.
Parish Construction Roofing, ParishBuilt.com. Look at my guy Ari all up in here. Ari, I wish I should send you an invite. I should send you a StreamYard invite. And I don't know if I have your email, Ari. You could jump in here and join the show. Got your cell number. Ari, if you want to join the show to give us a Baylor perspective, drop your email. Watching the game, excitement super low. Jerry G. Gulf South. Saban was on McAfee talking about the Georgia quarterback. Said he's known the kid since he was 8. Spent a bit talking him up. Didn't say you could tell he thinks kid's better than Beck. You know what was interesting about it, Gulf South, is the game, the SEC championship game, everything he threw was right at the line of scrimmage. Like, I saw his average air yards was like 4 yards or something like that. I mean, they just didn't. So if he's going to stretch the field, he'll be doing it for the first time and be doing it against a really good Notre Dame defense. But yeah, man, I think, look, I had my pick. I stuck with him, man. Stuck with Georgia, Texas, and the Natty, with Georgia winning it. So we'll see. Portland Bulls aren't going anywhere, especially with rev share, unless they found out a way to make money without the Bulls. Will there be whiskey and wine? Yes. Spread the word. There is whiskey and wine today. Yes. T-Bob and I, as soon as the game goes final, boom, whiskey and wine from Don Juan. We'll see you there. Ashari, what's good, man? Would have loved to see LSU, Michigan. Bama's going to dog walk them. Yeah, so we do our staff picks for the games. And so Chris Marler sends us the games, and me, T-Bob, Hunt, and Hester all make our picks, and they put them on a graphic and everything. And he sent us the game last night. So I was like, well, all right, I picked Michigan. And I was like, and I woke up this morning, I was going to play the games. I saw the spread was 16.5. And I was like, whoa. is nobody playing for Michigan? So I looked it up. Like the entire Michigan defense is all opted out of the game. So Michigan has like their tight end Colton Loveland's out, one of their top offensive linemen's out, and then like all of their defensive draft guys are all out, and they've got like 20 guys in the portal. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch that pick. I'm gonna go ahead and take Bama and this to win this game. Let's see. Jerry reached 500 subscribers on Christmas Day. Cool. Hey, Dad, good morning. Aiden says, good morning. It's game day. Go Tigers. Good morning, Aiden. That's right. Go Tigers, not go Raiders. Go Tigers and who dat. Remember that. Don't let your dad teach you about the Raiders. And I guess your dad's probably an LSU fan now, too. Aiden is my nephew, my godchild. They live in Kansas. His dad's a Raiders fan. And I guess now an LSU fan. Got to be, right? Hey, Kenny Carr, good morning. Hopefully the start of an LSU run for a few years. Would love to see it, man. I will be very, very, very interested to see how the approach, right, this portal approach works. Like, have they found the common ground? From when Kelly came in, they were heavy portal numbers because they had to rebuild the roster, and they continuously lowered that number. To last year, they were down to 9 portal guys, and it wasn't really impact guys, but like, now you're going from 9 to 15. Like, is that the sweet spot? Do you do 15 impact guys every year? Is that just out of necessity this year? It's going to be interesting to see how they continue to build that. So, Ashari bourbon pour tonight. Weller Wilderness Trail. Happy New Year. I don't know what I'm gonna drink tonight, man. Whatever I'm in the mood for. It's one of the. I always say, like, people go, "What's your favorite thing on?" Or people say, "What's your go-to?" I don't. It's, you know what it's like when you walk into a candy store. Like, do you want gummy bears? Do you want chocolate covered strawberries? Do you want ice cream? Do you want cheesecake? Like, what are you in the mood for? Like, it's really just, what am I in the mood for that day? Sometimes you want Skittles. Sometimes you want a Caramello. Oh, you got it, man. Of course. Happy New Year, man. Hope it's a great one. Nice. That's all right. You are a Fastest Hour fan when we got that wood. Cortland Thomas wasn't the guy they were eyeing for tackle. Oh, Thompson. No. You're talking about the Northwestern transfer? No, that was in addition to. So again, the two, and also depending on if they land the offensive tackle transfer will determine what position Thompson plays. Thompson is a Northwestern transfer, so he's played both guard and tackle. If they get the tackle transfer, Thompson will play guard. If they don't, Thompson will likely play tackle next year. Hey, Robert Anderson, good morning. Hope we can stop the run. Feel like we'll see a bunch of running back. Bryson Washington from Baylor. Well, at least you don't have to stop a rushing quarterback, which was obviously LSU's bugaboo this year. Got to go to work. I'll have the game on. Everyone be safe. Don't drink and drive. Call an Uber. Yes, absolutely. Be safe tonight. Very well said. Thank you. Be safe tonight, y'all. Please be safe tonight. Be smart driving around. Start the new year safely and joyfully. Hey, Bailey. Glad LSU killed in the portal. I feel better about their overall position. Since NIL, I felt uneasy about LSU's ability to stay relevant nationally. I know, Bailey. I know. Beast Alter, we need more than one transferred safety. So you might have one already with Mansour Delane from Virginia Tech, who can play either corner or safety. And then, you're looking at this other safety in the portal, whomever that might be. So that's potentially 2 right there. You do have Jordan Gilbert returning, who'll be a fifth-year player. And then you've got Deshaun Spears as well, who I think a lot of people are excited about. And remember, you've moved Javen Toviano to safety as well. So I think you'll be okay as far as numbers there. But you go get an impact starter at safety, then I think you can find another guy there among Delane, Spears, Gilbert, Toviano. You should be good there. Milton Matt, I was watching some of the Mom's Basement Saints podcast, and they said AFR was the Derek Carr channel. I commented, "Are you insane?" What does that mean? Well, thanks to them for watching. But what do they mean, the Derek Carr channel? That like I was supporting Derek Carr? Like, I mean, literally from the day Derek, like that's one of the things, like everything's recorded. It's the digital era. If you really care to know, You can go watch, but like literally from the day they signed Derek Carr, I was against them signing Derek Carr. From the day they signed him, I hated the decision. Cortland Hilton needs to have his best game. Yeah, somebody's got to step up. Kenny, effort will be tremendous. Cortland, I'm not comfortable telling a P4 team they can't make the playoff no matter their record because they have the wrong name on the helmet. Sorry, Indiana, you might as well not even play football anymore. Well, Indiana made the playoff. And they went 11-1 against their schedule and deserved to be in the playoff because they beat 11 teams they played. And you can say, well, who did they beat? And that's fair, but I'm not the one who makes the rules. I'm not the one who decided there was a P4 or an A4, automatic 4, as they call it. Like, I didn't make those rules. The powers that be in college football did. So if you're going to say you have A4 conferences or P4 conferences, right? With the SEC, the Big 10, the ACC, and the Big 12, then you're effectively saying these conferences are equal, which you and I know they're not. But the two that are, the Big 10 and the SEC, where does Indiana play? In the Big 10. So what are we talking about? Like, eventually we got to stop the charade. This is the thing that I, as a college football elitist, I've been saying this forever. We got to stop the charade of pretending all these teams are equal. Like, stop pretending Boise is the same as Penn State. They're not. They never will be. Can Boise win a game here or there? Can a G5 win a game here or there against a power? Of course they can. But what if you took Boise and gave them LSU's schedule? What if LSU and Boise flip schedules? What is this LSU's team record against Boise's schedule? What's Boise's record against this LSU schedule? Like, that's what you need to know. Like, you will know the answer. Like, we can have this honest conversation. So what needs to happen, and what will happen eventually, is you'll have a college football league, invite only, 40, 50 teams, and they'll have their own league and play each other and have their own champion, and everybody else have their own league and crown their own champion, just like they should. Like in high school football, you have a 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A champion, like, because classifications matter. So why you have weight classes in combat sports? Because it's not fair to have a 200-pound boxer against a 140-pound boxer. That's not going to go well. You have weight classes. So why is it any different here? It shouldn't be. And eventually we'll get to the point where it is. But again, we're undoing 100 years of an awful system run by and driven by money, and not seeking a fair and equitable schedule, balanced postseason, all that stuff. Durham on turf is free real estate. Hope the receivers can handle business. House being demoed right now for a mouse chewing through the water pipe. Oh my God. Sorry to hear that, Brennan. The joys of home ownership. You've been seeing the clips of DJ Pickett in practice? Yeah, not many, but I've seen some of them. Excited to see him out there, man. Hey, Bradley, can we push the opening of the portal back until the season's completely over? Yeah, Bradley, like, I understand everybody saying that, but remember, you've got the spring semester. So as long as college football is associated with universities, it has to be associated with the university schedule. So look at when you want to do this. Like, if you want players to be able to transfer to their new school in time for spring to go through spring football, then they got to be there for the spring semester. Well, they got to be there when the spring semester starts. So you have to give them opportunities to enter the portal, to find out what their new school is going to be, to take visits if they need to be recruited, to go where they're going to go. So you have to do it in December, like when the fall semester ends. Now you want to disassociate football completely with the university? Okay. You want to have it be just like a club sport that acts independently? Fine. I'm good with that. But until you do that, and operate by those rules, then it has to be associated in line with those rules. I don't know, Matt. I think this year showed that even a 12-team playoff is plenty. All 4 first-round games were one-sided. No. 12 isn't plenty, Lance. Like, because we're still having the conversation. Could South Carolina have made a run? Yes. Could Ole Miss have made a run? Yes. And you're going to say, well, then they should have won their games, and they should have. But did Indiana deserve to be in over those teams because they won more games in a crappy schedule? No. That's what you go play it on the field. Like, there's no number, Lance, is too many. No number is too many. And your point about the blowouts, there's blowouts in, like, do you realize that in the history of the NCAA tournament, number one seeds are 154-2 all time in 116 games? Should we contract the NCAA tournament? In the NBA playoffs, there have been 80 matchups between a 1 and an 8 seed. The 8 seeds won 8 of the 80. Should we contract the NBA playoffs? No, they keep expanding them. Like, stop trying to get less determined on the field or the court. Like, you want to see them play it out. What are we talking about here? 12 isn't enough. It's 134 teams. No. Like, have a true playoff. You're going to have blowouts in every sport. High school football playoffs. You have first-round blowouts, and you have upsets. You have great games. In the NFL, a wild card wins the Super Bowl about once every decade. Should we contract the NFL playoffs and just have division champions make the postseason and get rid of the wild card? No, that's absurd. Stop trying to have less teams. Stop trying to put it, the fewer teams you have, you continue to put it into the hands of people in a hotel ballroom, putting a field together. No. 12 is not enough. 16 is not enough. I'd have 32, but 16 is better than 12, and 12 is better than 4, and 4 is better than 2, and 2 is better than whatever we had forever with just fat sports writers voting on it. Matt, 15 years from now, when people talk about 2024, they say that class with blank and blank, I'm going to say Karius Kern. Could be. They sure like him a lot, don't they? It's just usually you don't say it about an interior offensive lineman, but could be. Devin Kelly, Hollis, good morning. Gulf South, Saban had next to no resources compared to what Brian Kelly had when he came to LSU. That's a huge difference. Saban had to build the house from the ground up. Brian Kelly had to redo the landscaping, basically. But you're also talking about different eras, Gulf South. So nothing is going to be what and what, because at the time they also paid Nick Saban $1.2 million, which made him the highest paid coach. And it was unthought of that anybody would give a coach $1.2 million. And again, even with those limited resources, won the SEC in his second year. And the resource that he had primarily is the dirt, like we always talked about. He recruited the state of Louisiana. Saban didn't have to deal with NIL and transfer portal. So it's what and what, man. It's just within the context of the era. Like, Saban wasn't dealing with anything less than anybody else was dealing with. Let's see. So don't tell me about resources, because resources are what they are. But the most fertile resource has always been recruiting Louisiana. Nick did that, and Brian Kelly is doing that as well. It took him, and I'm the one who said from the beginning, he made a giant mistake year one. The Brian Polian issue as recruiting coordinator was a giant mistake year one. Not retaining Corey Raymond was a giant mistake. He made mistakes, which set them back. There's no doubt. But I think he's finding that balance. I hope he is. Seems like he has this year. Excuse me. Craig, we had a safety meeting the other night. Finally opened my 2019 Thomas Handy, which was a tough follow-up to my friend breaking out last year's Eagle Rare 17 VTAC. I was upstaged. Yes, you were. Reed, good morning. Not happy we're back in the Texas Bowl after year 3 of Kelly, but if the defense can hold up, and next season playoffs should be a given. Like, I don't know how anybody could possibly be confused that I would be a Derek Carr fan. Like, I don't know how literally anybody could be confused by this. I don't know how anybody could be confused that I would. I mean, if you're watching full YouTube clips, full AFR, shorts, reels, like anything. I mean, literally from the day they signed Derek Carr, I was against that. I don't know how anybody could be confused my position on Derek Carr. Laurel is now watching. Well, good morning, Laurel. That's my niece, Laurel, my sister's oldest child, Laurel and Aiden. Well, then, of course, there's the twins as well with Owen and Henry. We got the whole Miller fam watching in Kansas. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Happy New Year. God's Green, good morning. Hope everyone has a safe, happy New Year. Yes, sir. Morning, Matt. College football needs a legit, non-biased governing body that creates schedules, if anything, non-con scheduling. Yes, there needs to be uniformity. You need to have the same number of games, the same number of conference games, and the same non-conference scheduling approach. However, each league operates as its own little fiefdom with their own TV deals and their own revenue sharing model and all that sort of stuff. And unless and until everybody comes together as one, you're never going to see balance and equitable scheduling across the board. And the only way, and the SEC and the Big Ten have kind of pushed back against it because they're like, their point has been, why should we come back to the pack? It's everyone else's job to catch up to us. That's what Greg Sankey has said. So it's not going to happen willingly, but ultimately when the power schools decide their strength in numbers and they can break away and not have little brother suck off their teat and, with the G5 and just have a 12-game regular season schedule in the Power Four, college, whatever you want to call it. There's 50 teams that'll make it up, and you play a true rotating schedule or regional schedule with sectional games and a true playoff. Like that would be bonkers. I mean, it would be massive when that happens, and it's going to happen in my lifetime, and I think sooner than later, actually. Cortland, someone threw out the notion that Mansour Delane could still declare, made me uneasy. I haven't heard that, but I guess it could. I mean, January 20th, I think, is the deadline. Kenny, Texas schedule is a joke. Played an SEC schedule, bro. Trivia. Randall, baseball season officially starts when the clock hits 0 today. Clayton, you need a cat for that mouth. Seth, LSU should be in over Boise. I mean, I agree that Boise shouldn't be in. There should be no G5 team in a Power 5 playoff. But I've banged that drum forever. HD, go Tigers, go Morgan. Spell checker take the day off. Brendan Huff, got it. Let's see. Nola TX Matt has been the opposite of a Derek Carr fan. You don't watch his content if you think otherwise. Thank you. Gulf South, football has 67 teams in Power 4 conferences. If the upper tier were to create a league of their own, it should be a max 25-30. Would you put Boise in there? Well, so legitimately, what I've heard discussed is that it would be like a buy-in. And it wouldn't be 25-30. It would be closer to that 50 number. And it would be a buy-in. So which teams, so whatever the baseline, buy-in, could you afford to be in it, would be sort of the entry fee. I've always said invite only, but it was made to be more so. So then like someone like SMU, for example. SMU, if it were invite only based on power, history, all the stuff, like would not be involved. But clearly, if it's a buy-in, SMU's in. I mean, they bought their way into the ACC, which is astonishing when you really think about it. Texas Tech is another example. Like, look at what Texas Tech's doing in the portal right now. Their Matador Collective or whatever got super aggressive in fundraising, and clearly they have the money to buy their way into something like that. So, like a team you'd worry about is like, could Mississippi State do it? I think that, there's a real question about that. Kansas, probably not. They're on a Power 4, but Kansas football, sorry, Ari, if Ari Temp can still watch it, Kansas football's not in. Some of the West Coast teams, Arizona, Cal, probably at Washington State, Oregon State, probably not, So, Rutgers, would Rutgers be in? Iowa State, borderline. So, anyway, Boise's never in any upper tier conference ever. They couldn't afford to be either. So, no, it wouldn't happen. Justin, more Mets. Sometimes I feel like you don't know what you're talking about, unfortunately. Okay. Like what? You want to please give me an example. I'd be happy to clarify. Clayton, statement needs context. How about similar system to soccer relegation? If you stink, you get booted. And if you dominate in a lower conference, you have an opportunity to promote. I'd have to see how that looked. I mean, I'm not opposed to considering anything like that, but nobody's going to sign off on that because of the opportunity, the possibility of relegation. Like, what's so clear about the way things are structured is everyone is seeking stability. It's why all these teams are in leagues, because the leagues, their strength in numbers and it guarantees a payout, right? It's why you have a 16-team SEC, because the 16 can go negotiate TV deals together. It's why you still have the bowls, because remember, with a bowl tie-in, there's a payout. So so you could say, "I'll get rid of the bowls," fine, but if you're the SEC and you've got 10 bowl tie-ins, that's like salary. That's guaranteed revenue, because the 10 bowl payouts are all going into the pot to be divided evenly. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense, but let's see. Devin, do you think Big Ten is better overall conference this year? I mean, I don't know. Like, the Big Ten got more teams in the playoff, but look at what Indiana did. Like, do we think Ole Miss might have fared better than Indiana or South Carolina? Yeah, probably. I don't know. I also look and I go, well, Ole Miss lost at home to Kentucky. And Bama put up 3 points against a 6-6 Oklahoma team. How good are those teams really, I trust Matt. I watch a lot of podcasts in LSU, by far the most consistent how things are. Thank you. And no, I don't really care for no hard feelings to anybody who doesn't. I mean, if you don't like what I do, it's fine. I'm really okay with it. Chris, any chance college football goes to a schedule more like the NFL, has camp in June instead of March? I know Dabo, I think, mentioned that, like an OTA type thing. It just doesn't work but for right now, it doesn't work to accommodate the academic calendar. And you can roll your eyes, say, well, they're not really student athletes. That's fine, but they are. They are. And until they're not, you have to abide by the academic calendar. Do you foresee top-tier coaches avoiding SEC jobs if the system remains the same? No, because you're always going to pay and you'll always have an opportunity to get in when you're in the SEC. Devin, let's see. Scone's been winging it all these years. Hates LSU, doesn't know anything. Justin. Any word on how full the Texas Bowl will be today? Not sure, man. But I do know, look, man. Houston is the largest LSU alumni base outside of Louisiana. And LSU loves to play in Houston. And when the Tigers go play in Houston, Houston people show up. So I don't think they're going to have 70,000 people in there today, but I think it'll be a good crowd. Sean finally finished the Pearl Jam book. All right. We got on that convo based on URT's rendition of Dawn. Yes, there's a book. It was written mid-90s, I think, called 5 Against 1. It's the Pearl Jam story. We talked about it here one time. We went and bought it and read it. It's a really good book. Gordy. All right, a few more here. Taking to that last name with the T. If it's 50 teams, might as well keep what we have and get rid of auto bids. Let the top 16 in the playoffs. That would accomplish the same thing. But the difference would be if they broke off and had like just 50 teams, right? What you would do, you wouldn't have conferences, right? So the difference would be you wouldn't have an SEC TV contract, a Big Ten TV contract, an ACC TV, right? You would have a college football TV contract. And so similar to the NFL, how the NFL has their deal with Fox, with CBS, with Amazon, with Netflix, right? ABC, ESPN. So it would be similar to that. Text from Gordy in the locker room. Starting to get him. It's Durham's jersey. I don't know if you could see. Nussbus. Who's calling me? Whose number that is? Spam, probably. Delete. All right. Any more, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. By the way, shout out to all of our sponsors. Brock, Parrish, New York Peach, go to Brock, any roof called Parrish, Unique Physique, Restored Motions. New Year's resolution time, y'all. If your New Year's resolution to lose weight, check out our friends at Unique Physique, semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weight loss shots you hear so many people talk about. If you want to learn more, do the whole thing over telemed. They can ship your medicine anywhere in the country, so it doesn't matter where you're watching. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Check them out, Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Gulf South. Oh boy, what was that about? Gordy Rush. What is Gordy Rush? Justin, Derek Carr's been good for the Saints. Loomis hasn't done a bad job either. Oh, gee. Okay. So he's trolling. Got it. That's Justin from earlier. He's trolling. Got it. That's why the Saints are 5-12. Yeah, he's trolling. Y'all just got to ignore him. Want to be up for this bowl game so badly. Maybe I won't get there, but you'd always rather have one more win and positive energy heading into the 2025. I agree. But then again, like we mentioned earlier, LSU lost the Cotton Bowl in 2002 to finish 8-5 and then won the Natty the next year. So not super interested. Yes, I want LSU to win this game, no doubt. But if they don't, I'm not going to be like downtrodden. Drew's doing great, Jake. Thank you for asking, man. Yeah, he went through it for a few weeks, but past couple of weeks, he turned the corner. He's back to himself. So thank you so much. Hey, Miracle, good morning. Happy New Year. Yeah, everybody be safe tonight. NOLA TX will be at the game. Saw 100, 400 level sold out. Some 500 level available. Cool. Should be a good crowd then. Justin, what drugs do you take? Again, he's trolling. You just got to, like, when you realize you're talking to a troll, then you just ignore the troll because all the troll wants is attention. If you give the troll attention, then they'll continue trolling. So, for example, Bama is burning. The Alabama people don't realize that I've been trolling them for 11 months now. If they would just stop paying attention to me doing the Bama is burning thing, I'd stop doing Bama is burning. And even though I tell them, hey, if you just, like I'm doing it right now, if you just stop paying attention to Bama is burning, I'll stop doing it. But every time I do it, it's kicking the anthill and they scurry and they go crazy and they're giving me exactly what I want, which is attention. And all those clips go viral. And why would I ever stop doing it? So anyway, that's how you stop. You just don't give a troll attention. So you just ignore that guy and it goes away. Gulf South TV contracts, aka the money, that makes sense. Yeah, look, brother, don't get it twisted, man. That's 100% what the whole thing is about. It's all about, like, the reason we're at 12 teams in the playoff right now is because they figured out a way to make more money for everyone. Because look, not every league was going to be okay with expanding the playoff if the playoff was just going to be the SEC Invitational. Because then, of course, you're getting rev share because you get shares for each game that's played. The team that plays, they get a share, just like in the NCAA tournament for basketball. Well, if you have a 12-team playoff and 7 teams are from the SEC, and then they're playing and they're winning and advancing and playing more games, well, all that revenue is just going to the SEC. So why would the ACC, the Big 12, why would everybody else want to do that? So it's really just about when.
Who is that?
Goody. It's really just about when they get to an agreement that makes the money make sense. And when that happens, they'll make decisions that are more profitable for everybody. Okay, so Wilk was asking about he's talking about Jacoby Matthews. We have talked about Jacoby. A lot of people have asked, and I did ask earlier this week and was told that LSU's not made contact with him yet, and that's sort of perceived as a last resort. So the Tigers already signed Mansour Delane from Virginia Tech, and I'm told they do have a silent commitment from a safety currently playing on a playoff team. So if that falls through for some reason or whatever, and they can't get anybody else, Jacoby would be a last resort at this point. Why? I don't know. Jeff, what up, my dude? Happy New Year, man. Hope you're doing great. Best to you and the fam. Let's make it an awesome 2025. Yes, I'd pick Baylor today. Okay, bring to daddy. Bring to daddy. I was looking at oh crap. I was supposed to be on Eagle game day. I'm doing morning scone and ignored the call. When my phone rang just a minute ago. Oh, thank you. Who is this? Oh, you want Gordy Rush on iPad? Gordy Rush.
That is Gordy.
Yep.
That is Gordy.
That is Gordy.
Gordy.
So that was Musso calling me to be on Eagle game day. I totally forgot. So it's like somebody's calling me. I just ignored the call. Oh man. Woo.
Gordy.
That's it. That's who was calling. It was Musso. Okay, they had to bump you now close to 11:45. Okay, sorry. Musso texted me like 10:50, and I totally forgot to add. I tell you, I live by my calendar, y'all. Like my calendar is my life. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist in the world. If it's on my calendar, you're in. And he texted me that I totally forgot to add it to my calendar. All right, so I better add 11:50 now to my calendar. Eagle game day, 11:50, or he said 11:45, didn't he? 11:45. Okay. Alert 5 minutes before. There we go. All right. Oh, the first game started, right? Bama started, didn't they? Bama, Michigan started right now. Let's go. Let's go watch some football, y'all. Let's have a great day. Damn, it's a bad feeling though. Like whenever, it's a bad feeling when you have, like because I've been on the other end of it. So like I've been hosting a show. I have someone booked. You call them, they don't answer. That's a bad feeling. So whenever I'm been on the other side of it, it's a terrible feeling on the other side of it because like I kind of hung them out to dry, so I feel bad about it, but it is kind of funny. Oh, wondering why I didn't have Musso's number on the phone. So you don't call. So you're calling it from a dedicated studio line. So Musso's not calling me from his cell phone. So the way that it works technically when they're on remote for game day is there is a cell phone that lives in the video kit. And that number is dedicated for that kit. So the audio board is literally the same audio board that I have, a Rodecaster right there. So, but the Rodecaster has a Bluetooth component, so you can Bluetooth a phone to the board. So they have a dedicated phone for the video kit that Bluetooths to the board. And so from that cell phone, they called me, and I just didn't have that number. I don't have that number saved, which I probably should. I should save it like as ESPN video kit. Yeah, I'll do that right now. I'm going to save that number right now as ESPN video kit. Oh, he called me twice too. Crap. They called me twice. I ignored it twice. Let's see. ESPN video kit. All right. Let's not make that mistake again. Anyway. Matt doesn't have peasants numbers. That's not true. I've got Musso's. He's not a peasant. I do have Musso's number in my phone. Oh, now we've gone off the deep end, the weed dialing phone. Okay. Let's get out of here. Let's go watch some football. Y'all have an awesome day. Happy New Year. Everybody be safe. T-Bob and I are live for Whiskey and Wine as soon as the game ends. So please hang out with us. Some program director you are. I don't have that number. That's Eagle. I'm not the program director of Eagle. It's just a video kit that goes all over the place. Anyway, whatever. Okay. Y'all have an awesome day. Happy New Year, everybody. We'll see you. Peace.